Welcome back, folks, to Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney on the Nintendo DS. I'm SamuraiT-X, and the last time we left off, we did begin our investigation after in the evidence room after getting the ID records for the day of the murder from Officer Jake Marshall, and we spoke to Detective Gumshoe about it. And he confirmed one of the IDs was Miles Edgeworth's. Not to mention, we did get caught solving a puzzle, and we built an unstable jar. I thought we was building some sort of glass thing, but it looked so weird. I didn't even know what I was building. I was lucky to even finish the puzzle as quick as I did. But I did make a few mistakes, but you know, that's okay. It wasn't too much. It wasn't too much of a setback. We're just going to continue examining the crime scene for now. Someone left a glove here, but only one. Detective Gumshoe, maybe?
There you go, pal. Making me out to be some kind of absent-minded detective. That evidence is from the case, you know.
You mean SL9? It does have a tag on it. Right, rubber glove added to the evidence? Okay. Let's examine this locker.
Look, this one's open. There's an indicator tag stuck on it still.
That locker is coated with Detective Goodman's fingerprint.
Detective Goodman's locker?
Are you sure it's okay to leave it open like that?
Well, it'd be hard to get it open again if we closed it.
It's empty. They must have taken the contents elsewhere. Let's examine this handprint. This handprint, because it's got blood on it. What's this? Blood? I sure hope it's not Chris's blood. Okay, I'll stop with the references.
It's a little worn, but it's definitely a handprint here.
It looks like someone tried to wipe it off.
Mr. Wright, what if there's another bloodstain left in the room?
We should use the testing fluid to check it out. Alright, we are going to do that. Court record, and we are going to spray some luminol testing fluid. First we're going to spray this handprint because someone tried to wipe it off, so let's do that. Press it.
I knew it! This is someone's right handprint.
What?
What's the matter, Detective?
This locker, it's mine.
It's yours?
Please, you have to help me when they come to take me away. Promise that you will testify that I wouldn't harm a fly. You will do that for me, won't you, pals?
This is an important clue. I'll jot it on the floor plans.
I'm counting on you guys. Believe me, you can't trust the police.
What? But you're a detective.
Huh. Now let's spray the floor. This is where it all happened, because Goodman's thing's open, and this is a line of, well, we can't cross, so let's see. Ah, there is blood. Lots of it too. Besides, wow, there's a lot more blood here than there was in the prosecution's parking lot. There must have been a massive amount of blood here. I've never seen this much before. I'm not a professional. What's your opinion, Detective?
Pale blue blood. Maybe Detective Goodman was actually an alien?
Oh, you're such an idiot. Why are you trying to make jokes at this time? Why?
This proves that something really happened in front of this locker.
I'll make a note of it on the floor plans.
Hey, if you didn't want my opinion, you should have asked.
It's because you said a stupid one. Why would he be an alien? Right. Any here? Nope. Here? Nope. Here? 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 Oh, here! Okay. Right. Press on it.
Huh? Why am I getting a reaction here?
There's no reason for the murderer to touch this spot if he fled out the door. This just might be something significant.
Hey, that's some pretty amazing stuff you got there, pal.
What? This? It's called luminol testing fluid.
Where'd you get your hands on that?
Huh?
I'd like to get some too. I'll just borrow $50 from the chief.
Where'd you get this, Emma?
I always buy it by mail order.
Well, I better jot this down on the floor plans.
Hey, pal, look at the time.
Was there something you needed to be going to?
It's just that Mr. Edgeworth's inquiry committee should be letting out soon. I'm going to give them my report for the day. It might help, you know.
Report? You mean the note written on the back of the flyer?
The one that says nothing but no problems?
Hey, it's Mr. Edgeworth we're talking about. I'm sure he can use a report like this. I believe in him.
Who needs enemies when you got friends like Detective Gumshoe?
I'm off, pal. Later.
There he goes. I should probably see what Edgeworth has to say too. And we are going to do that. Security guard office. There we go. We're going to go outside. We don't need to go back to the evidence room. And then we go to the prosecutor's parking lot. And then you go here. You gotta feel bad for Phoenix with all this walking, but it's good exercise. But damn, doesn't really have much. He's really he must really save money. If he's broke, then walking's the way. But if he's saving money, then good for him. Because walking is great exercise. I normally walk to most of my locations sometimes anyway, especially if it's warm weather, warm to hot weather. I always walk. Because like catching bus and being in cars and whatnot during that weather is really terrible. Alright, February 23rd, High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202.
Ah, guests. My apologies.
Oh, it's you.
Have we met somewhere?
Yes, we have actually, in case 2, Turnabout Sisters. How can you forget already? Huh?
Mr. Edgeworth, I beg your leave. So long.
Can't believe he doesn't remember us. Is Edgeworth here?
There, standing by the window, a teacup in his hand.
Did you read my mind again? Ah, it's you. He has the hotel bring him tea service?
Mr. Edgeworth, you're back from the district prosecutor's office inquiry?
Precisely. By the way, Detective Gumshoe was looking for you. Oh yes, he brought me some information, it seems.
Really? Was it helpful?
Apparently a new French restaurant is opening near here. I think he was trying to console me, somehow. I think the report is on the other side, Edgeworth. That's one thing that the attorneys never do, is look at the back of the sheet of paper. They always look at the front, but never the back. I'm pretty sure you guys tend to notice that.
Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I think this whole thing is really taking its toll on him.
You know, I agree with Emma. If you think back from DL6, he's been adding the burden onto himself until we helped him, and then he was in the defendant's chair last year. Now this case and the SL9 incident, he's really got a lot on. He's really had some real tough shit in his life, and I feel sorry for him to an extent. So, how did the inquiry committee go? Actually, they decided to treat this not as a case of concealing evidence, but as a communication error during the investigation.
Concealing evidence?
Yes, apparently there are some who believe that I concealed evidence. They gave me a warning. You were lucky this time. Again. Again? I've heard them say that so many times, ever since that case 2 years ago. Tomorrow's trial. Are you okay for the trial tomorrow? Well, I'm still the presiding prosecuting attorney, however. Something happened? They gave control of the investigation over to the police department.
The police department?
Yes. Any further investigation for this case will be directed by the Chief of Police, Gant. I can do nothing but wait for his results. I see. Why, I ask you? Why? All along I've done only what I believe is right. I have nothing to be ashamed of. But still. Wow. I've never seen him this out of sorts. Okay. We got 2 things to show him, actually. First, I want to show him the ID records. ID card record. Alright, I'd probably check this now. As I was saying, What's this? A record of ID card usage? Edgeworth, you went inside the evidence. Edgeworth, you went into the evidence room that day, didn't you? Just before the incident occurred, no less. Yes, that's true. Oh God.
Well, why, Mr. Edgeworth?
Obviously he didn't do it, so yeah. Please don't look at me like that. I was asked to go by Chief Gant, no less.
By the Chief of Police?
He wanted evidence for a case that wrapped up half a year ago. He told me he wanted me to keep it in the prosecutor's office. But it was solved, right? It would have to be if the evidence was already filed. The chief is never one to explain himself. In any case, on the day of the stabbing, I brought this back here.
Can I ask you what kind of case this was?
I can't say. It really has nothing to do with the current case. Now I'm curious about this other case. I'd better take a note of it. Stubborn as always. I told you, this has nothing to do with the current cold case. I'm going to present him the switchblade knife because SL9 and whatnot and Edgeworth's linked to it, so yeah, let's present it. I know you. You've probably got a hold of some information already, right? It has to do with all that case you were on, the SL9 incident, and some dark suspicion you were wrapped in. You are the man who revived the worst memory of my life, as I recall. I figured I'd be telling you about this sooner or later. A bad memory. He's talking about the murder in the elevator. Okay, Edgeworth, why don't you tell me about it? Tell me the truth. Okay, let's talk. This will be the last thing I have to do. Talk to Edgeworth and call it a video. The SL9 incident was a heinous serial killing case. The head of investigations was the chief. Wait, the head of the investigation was the deputy chief of the police at the time, Damon Gant. That wacky old coot was involved in the case 2 years ago. Then he was the best we had, and it was my first time working with him. I was nervous.
Wow, you get nervous too, Mr. Edgeworth?
What I want to know is why was a deputy chief of police on the investigation? In truth, I used slightly more extreme methods than normal. We were dealing with a vicious murderer. If I let him go, the blood would be on my hands. We won our guilty verdict, and the killer was executed. Wait, you didn't? Of course not. I didn't touch the evidence. Yes, I will do anything in my power to win a trial. However, I do have a code and I follow it faithfully. By the way, Emma, the chief prosecutor, wanted to know something.
My sister? What?
You still working on that scientific investigation?
Huh? Yes, of course. Why, just today Mr. Wright and I were using this.
Lumino testing fluid. Well then, you might have use for this.
Aluminium powder for taking fingerprints.
Oh wait, aluminium? Oops, I mean aluminum. My girlfriend's gonna lecture me when she hears me say aluminium. She always does because I pronounce it wrong. But I was brought up to say aluminium. That's how British people say aluminium. We never say aluminum. Like, it just sounds weird, but that is how it's said. But I've always said aluminium. So whenever I say it, she just chuckles, saying like, "Wow." But yeah, that's why I said aluminium, because normally I'm just used to saying that. It's been chemically treated for a better adhesion.
For me? Are you sure? We are the enemy, you know.
I've no say in today's investigation. Do as you will. Edgeworth, I'm really... No need to thank me. Here, take your powder and these fingerprint files for everyone involved. Thanks! How about giving these to Detective Gumshoe as well? Okay.
Well, let's get going. One last investigation.
Right. I do seem to remember seeing a suspicious handprint somewhere. Alright, that's it for the video. When we come back, folks, we will play more Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. Until then, Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.